Friday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Friday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and we are about to go on and get started with the weather for your Friday evening going into your future. First off, let's go on and give a round of applause because you have made it to the end of the week. Made it to the end of the week. It is Friday evening, meaning that the weekend is pretty much here. So hopefully you have a fantastic weekend. But let's go on and talk about the weather for tonight going into our weekend, because that is important and something that we probably need to know. Make sure that if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure you go and do so. Also, make sure that you go and hit the share button as well. You're trying to get to 500 subscribers. 500, and we're at 429 right now. So we only need 71 more, and then we will be to the big goal of 500. Probably one of the biggest goals of the channel will probably be hitting 500. So let's go in and get there. Do it by, again, sharing it with all the people that you know, especially for the people that have not hit the subscribe button yet. But now let's go on and talk with the recording audience for the people who could not be here tonight. Good Friday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Friday. I'm your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Friday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, nothing going on for the entire state of South Carolina, but we do have a lot going on, especially when it comes to down here in Louisiana and Texas. We do have some severe weather going on throughout eastern Texas as well as southwestern Louisiana. Also some flooding. Also planning to go on as we go into, especially like tomorrow, in places like Lafayette, Crowley, Church Point, over there towards Morgan City and New Iberia inside of Louisiana as well. We also do have some rain going on inside of Arkansas, as well as some rain also inside of western New York, northwestern Pennsylvania, as well as snow going on in New York and northern Vermont as well. We also do have some freezing rain or some sleet going on inside of the UP of Michigan, as well as Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, some snow in New Mexico. And then the West is always doing West things, bringing some scattered precipitation throughout the entire western U.S., rain and snow. Now let's go on and talk about our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now is showing that there is some cloud cover going on throughout Florence and Myrtle Beach, especially up there towards Gaffney, South Carolina as well. These will most likely be high clouds, and the cloud cover will definitely increase as we move into tomorrow. What do I mean by that? If you look at the model for tonight, you can see that cloud cover clearly starting to move into the state as we get into tomorrow. This is tomorrow at around 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning right here. Just completely cloudy. No, not really any sort of opening for any sort of sunny activity as we go into tomorrow. So definitely know that. Here is your current temperature: 75 in Columbia as well as 71 in Camden, 68 in Winsboro as well as 66 in Moncks Corner, 66 in Somerville as well as 64 in Onondaga. We even have 65 or 66 inside of Georgetown, 64 in Myrtle Beach as well as 64 in North Myrtle Beach, even 66 in Key Island. We also have 68 in Walterboro as well as 70 in Allendale, 71 in Aiken and Barnwell as well as 66 in Hilton Head Island, 77 in Greenwood, and as we move up here towards the upstate, the far upstate, 66 in Anderson as well as 68 in Newbury, even 70 up there. Inside of Lawrence, 68 in Greenville, 71 in Spartanburg as well as 70 in Rock Hill. Low temperatures for tonight: 56 inside of Spartanburg and Anderson as well as Lawrence and Greenwood, even 55 inside of Greenville, 55 in Moncks Corner as well as Walterboro, 59 in Charleston, 61 in Hilton Head Island as well as 57 in Georgetown, 58 in Myrtle Beach as well as 58 in Florence as well as 56 Girard and Dillon, Sumter, Camden all included, 57 in Winsboro and Rock Hill. In terms of precipitation, no precipitation is expected for the next 24 hours or so. So you will not need that umbrella with you tonight or tomorrow throughout the day. And then in terms of severe weather, nothing for tonight and nothing for tomorrow. But Sunday, everyone has a chance to receive a thunderstorm on Sunday. So definitely watch for that. Again, the entire state has a chance to receive a thunderstorm on Sunday. We also do have a little marginal risk that cuts in the western Oconee County, so maybe a little strong storm could get going over there, but relatively low. In terms of excessive rainfall as well, that's also another big one in terms of severe weather. So here as we go into day one, nothing for tonight, nothing for tomorrow as well. But as you go into Sunday, we do have a little marginal risk up there, like the very, very northwestern part of South Carolina up there for western Oconee County. As you go into day 4, though, that will spread into the Greenville, Anderson, Greenwood, as well as Spartanburg, Boiling Springs, even Clinton and Lawrence as well, going on inside of day 4 for Monday. As you go into Tuesday as well, that's pretty much where it rounds it off at. So now let's go on and talk about our short-term future, and then we'll talk about the long-term future. But first, let's talk about like the next 48 hours or so, see what's going on in terms of the next 48 hours or so. Moving on now to the 18Z. Starting off at 9 o'clock p.m., you can see that there is, again, nothing going on, even as we go all the way through. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, still nothing going on. Now, there is a little bit of a disagreement, I will say. The ARRR thinks that maybe a little isolated shower is possible going to around 2 to 3 p.m. going through the Midlands of South Carolina. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Some more isolated shower activity is possible as you go to around 10 to 11 p.m. Even as you get to around 1 to 2 a.m. on like early Sunday morning, just that shower activity is possible. Maybe even inside the coastal low country as well. Going to around 3 to 4 a.m., some more isolated shower activity towards Conway, Myrtle Beach, Dolores. Maybe even around 8 to 9 a.m. as well. And then maybe go again by around 2 p.m. on Sunday over there in the upstate. But in terms of this little shower that it's showing through the Midlands, it's not much. I mean, definitely would not bring a whole umbrella for this. Probably won't even, possibly won't even happen. And if it does, it's going to be very small. It's going to be quick moving. It's not really going to do anything. I wouldn't bring an umbrella if I was inside the Midlands. Now, as you get later into the night, into Sunday, definitely umbrellas will probably be needed. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow night going into Sunday morning, though. So now let's go on and talk about our long-term future. This is around like the next 300 to 400 hours or so, just to see what's going on in terms of the long-term future. Time is in the top right corner of your screen, so make sure that you are paying attention at that as we go on and push this forward. There goes that shower activity March 30th. There goes our severe weather March the 31st, which, if you did not know, there is a slight risk of severe weather as you go into Monday. This is for the entire state of South Carolina. Let me see here. Severe weather outlook for Monday, March the 31st, 2025. Everyone has a 15% chance of receiving a severe thunderstorm going into Monday. This could increase, this could decrease, this could stay the same. We just don't know yet, so we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. We'll have probably more of an idea what the exact hazard would be as we go into tomorrow evening. So we'll talk about that tomorrow evening, though. But now back to just the regular future. Not really much going on. Maybe some more rain activity potentially on April the 3rd. And then over here, maybe on April the 7th, bringing some more rain activity. And then maybe something going on off the coast near Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, but does not quite make it to South Carolina. Maybe just bring like a couple of shower activity with it. April the 13th is a bit too far out, so we're not even going to talk about that. We're going to wait to talk about mid-April, because we have not even gotten into April yet. But that's going to wrap it up in terms of the long-term future. Let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. See what the audience has to say for tonight. My Nana says hello, Jay, hello to you. And then Trail says, hi, Joseph, happy weekend to you as well. And that's it. So, pretty quiet chat tonight, but let's go on and talk about San Antonio and Raleigh. Low temperatures tonight, 65. High temperatures tomorrow at 73. Low temperatures tomorrow night at 65. No precipitation is expected for San Antonio today, nor tomorrow. But I will say, fog is going to be an issue, which we'll talk about the South Carolina crazy score as well in just a second. But San Antonio does have a risk of fog going into today, tonight, going into tomorrow morning, as well as tomorrow night as well. So you're gonna have a good foggy little bit as we go through the next 48 hours or so, 24 to 48 hours or so. In terms of Raleigh, low temperatures tonight 58, high temperatures tomorrow at 81, low temperatures tomorrow night at 59. No precipitation is expected here either from today into tomorrow as well. And even as you go on to the South Carolina crazy scores, is just what's going on in terms of what the score is in terms of the weather currently inside of South Carolina. This is for tonight. We're at a 27. We're at a 27, meaning that it is in the mild category, 16 to 30. It says slightly breezy or cloudy, but no major concerns. And the reason why it is at a 27 and not in the calm category is because of the fog. Fog is possible inside of some inland regions of South Carolina tonight. And that's mainly because of rising humidity. That rising humidity will cause fog to start inside of the inland regions of South Carolina. So make sure that you are driving safe if you are going out to drive tonight. Maybe even into early tomorrow morning as well. In terms of severe weather for both locations, for San Antonio and Raleigh, going into excessive rainfall first, San Antonio does not have anything. Same thing with Raleigh. Just going all the way through, no excessive rainfall is expected for either location. But in terms of severe weather, that is a different story. There's nothing in terms for San Antonio. But as you go on to day 4, Raleigh does have a risk. For some severe weather as you go into Monday. Same thing with South Carolina as well. The slight risk right here of severe weather that goes for the entire state of North Carolina as well. This goes for Raleigh, so definitely watch for some severe weather on Monday. And that is pretty much it. You can check out, again, San Antonio, again, nothing going on here. So now let's go on and talk about the entire United States, and then we'll check with the audience one more time to see if we have any other comments, and then if we have nothing else, we're going to go on and leave it for tonight. It says moisture across the northern plains, upper Great Lakes, into northern New England will likely bring a period of snow, sleet, and freezing rain through this weekend. Meanwhile, heavy rainfall continues along the Gulf Coast with areas of flooding. Fire weather conditions continue for the areas of the plains, southern Appalachian, and portions of Florida. Severe thunderstorms potential is increasing. So yes, there is a lot going on. We also do have some critical fire conditions going on inside of, which is what they said, the plains, New Mexico, Texas as well. Talked about the snow going on in the New England regions as well as the northern Great Lakes, as well as some air quality alerts as well up there for North Carolina and portions of South Carolina as well. And speaking of, you can even check out the wildfire concerns that are still going on inside of the state of South Carolina, as there is still a lot going on. Here's your little wildfire update right here. You can see that there is still wildfires going on, obviously. Carolina Forest wildfire is still going on, 80% contained as of now up here inside of Pickens County. 0% has been contained from it yet, and then in Greenville County, still 0% has been contained of it so far. And so they're still working tirelessly to get that stuff, to get the wildfires under control. The Carolina Forest wildfire has not gotten any higher. I know it's been at 80% for a good little bit now. And right now, it's still at 80%. So I don't, still gonna have to take a little bit longer. But still at 0% up there in the upstate, 80% over there near Carolina Forest, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully, you enjoyed that update right there, and for just the regular weather updates that we've had, or that I did in the past 13 to 14 minutes-ish or so. Make sure that if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure that you go and do so. Also, make sure that if you have family over inside places like Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, and northwestern Alabama, as well as northern Louisiana, let them know severe weather is coming for them on Sunday. as well. So make sure that you let them know. Also, I put a poll inside the chat. Make sure that you go and vote in it. I'm actually kind of a bit surprised. It says, are you aware of the possible severe weather on Monday? 50% says yes, while 50% says no. So a good amount of people had no idea about the severe weather that's possible on Monday. So if you are some of the people that said no, hopefully you are up to date on it now for Monday. Severe weather is possible. Make sure that you go on and tune in to the other live streams as well to make sure to know what's going on. But that's going to wrap it up. Nothing else inside the chat that I can see so far. And I will be back tomorrow morning with your Saturday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of their Friday evening.